This is just going to be something else. All right. Well, thank you guys for getting up early and doing this. It would have been nice if it was like a little later, but whatever. So when I do clinics, which I don't do really a lot of technically clinics, I'll do more performance kind of things and play along to music and talk and things like that. But it's kind of hard to do, something where it's instructive to, theoretical, technical instructions with a group of people. I mean, how do you do that? You guys didn't bring your guitars. So I don't know if it's going to be that. And I find that when I talk about stuff like that, people sort of like lose interest. They'd rather hear gory rock stories from back in the day or something silly. But I don't want to do that, talk about that. So my approach to guitar is basically I just deal with shapes. I'm a non-theoretical player. I don't really know theory at all. I don't know scales, I don't know modes. People ask me what mode I'm in. I say, well, I'm either in a good mode or a bad mode. But that's a little guitar player joke. So anyways, but I have my own kind of way of looking at things and theory, kind of created my own theory, I guess. And it's really the same as regular theory, it's just I have a different way of looking at it. So it's all intervals. There's just a limited number of intervals. There's half steps, whole steps, step and a half, and two whole steps, I guess, whatever you call that. So two whole steps would be half holes, whole step is half is and various variations of that, and they're just like little Tetris blocks, and you kind of put them together, and that's kind of the way I've always looked at guitar. I mean, not just that, of course. That's the foundation of how I visualize the neck. There's a little bit of feedback going on this microphone. No big deal though. Okay, there we go. So on top of that, there's a lot of other things that I think about or don't think about, just sort of innate or, I'm not. When I'm playing, I'm not thinking, but it's if I analyze it and I look at my playing, I go, "Oh, I'm doing this." So for your benefit, I'll just say that, just most generally speaking, what I try to do is come up with ways to humanize everything I play. In other words, imbue emotion into my playing and what I'm feeling, and so make it more of a language, and I'm talking and I'm speaking, as a human being rather than just, playing intervals, So, for instance, if I were just to play a whole tone thing, which is just on the surface in D would be, or C, I'm sorry. Adding inflections really. So and one of the main tools for that is vibrato. And I know I'm probably speaking down to you guys. I know you guys probably know all this stuff, a lot of this stuff already, but I got a huge audience here, so some people may be beginners, some people may be advanced, so I'm just kind of speaking in general terms. But vibrato is extremely important to me, to my playing. I mean, that's what I really focused on when I was young, was having what I thought was a very appealing vibrato, and I had a very hard time with it when I was young because it hurts when you're playing, when you're first starting out. Your fingers hurt, and you don't have the calluses and this and that, and it's hard to control a vibrato. It's very hard to control. That's why beginning guitar players have that kind of nervous, very fast vibrato, or they're not really stretching to the right micro interval. You know what I mean? It's like they're not quite hitting the note. So one thing I try to think about, or I used to think about when I was younger, was you set a target for your stretch. Okay, so if you're in C and you're on the G string and you're on your F and you want to stretch it to G, just a very simple stretch, you hit your G and then you go back to F and you try to hit that target. So your ear muscle has that muscle memory. And you don't vibrato, you hold it, and it's like a singer, opera singer, it's just much harder to hold a note without vibrato. So static, and just like a static hold. And then vibrato. And hold it as long as you can until there's no note left. And that's just training, And then you're trying to mimic a human voice, because the human voice is the most perfect instrument. So I can't sing, so this is my voice. And I'll never be Aretha Franklin or Al Green or James Brown or Rob Halford or anybody great like that, but I'll try to speak as best I can using the tools that I have. And so there's a lot of different things you can do. So vibrato, so you've got your shapes, right? And you've got vibrato, and there's dozens and dozens of other things. Obviously stretching, overstretching, understretching. There's 12 notes in the Western scale, but there's really many more micronotes. I don't even know if that's what they're called, but if you go to Eastern music, there's notes that don't exist in Western music, even European music. There's that strange H note, in classical music. It's an imperfect scale because it's an imperfect instrument, just like humans. So I think that's what's beautiful about guitar. And it's also very mysterious, which is what I love, not knowing theory, or maybe that's my way of rationalizing being lazy. But to me, every time I sit down and play, it's a mystery, and I don't know what's going to happen, because even when I play my own songs, even when I get up and play on stage tonight, every performance is we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen personally, because it's impossible for me, at least the way my brain's wired, for me to learn any songs. So I can't learn other people's music, and I can't even replicate my own music. So there's no solo I've ever done on a record, because all my solos are kind of not really thought out. They're just kind of played spontaneously in the studio. I come up with the idea in the studio, and then I never play it again until it comes time to go on tour. And there's maybe 5-10% of the songs I've recorded that I play live consistently. So I have to learn the solo, sort of, but I always sort of learn it, because I can't learn it exactly, because I don't remember what I did, and I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to replicate it, because I don't really have a standard way of playing. I don't go, oh, that's that lick that I do. I'm just making up shit, which is it's actually frightening. It's very stressful, because every time I go play, it's just like, I got to reinvent the wheel. So I guess the moral of the story is, don't do what I do. Go to school. Don't do drugs. Jesus. I'm stressing myself out just talking about it. Don't quit your day job. So I'm going to try playing along to some of these old ideas that I have here, but I don't know if this is going to cooperate, because it's just spinning. So we'll see what happens. That was off a project that I called Stonehouse when I was living in a house called the Stonehouse, an old family home in Northern California, and I wrote all these songs. It was just really, I went through a really inspired phase, ultra inspired phase in my life, and I was just writing all this stuff. I don't think it ever ended up on any records or anything, unfortunately. Maybe it did, I'm not sure, but anyways, it's kind of strange music, but beautiful, very heartfelt stuff, and I've just been, going through some stuff and everything like that, so, that comes out in the music sometimes. Yeah, so it's in it, but this is all recorded in a half-step different key, so I'm trying to adapt, so if I occasionally hit a wrong note, it's not my fault. Huh? I like the comments from the peanut gallery. Seriously? Stupid song. I guess it has to down. The music. Can you turn up the music? Damn, dude. Fuck, that was gross. no idea what that was. That was on a record I did with Matt Kramer called Deep in the Wound. The song was called Deep in the Wound. Nobody bought it, nobody cared, but it was one of the coolest things I'd ever thought I'd ever done in my life. I've never been able to find a drummer to play that. Well, it was programmed. I used to do some programming back then on my, what was that box called? It's one of those big boxes that all the hip hop guys use.
Lynch?
Yakai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that thing. Yeah, no. I mean, I really didn't know anything about it. I just learned how to do one thing and just kept doing that, and it worked. I mean, there was a point in my life where I built many studios in my life, and I actually was my own. I engineered everything, and taught myself how to do it, and then forgot everything, which is what. No, baby. I did it, baby. What are you doing? Do you have your? Oh, we're very nice. So we went yesterday. Went to the jewelry store, and the very nice lady gave her all this free charms and bracelet and everything. It was so cool. Did you bring your charms or no? Or are they in the room? You didn't bring them?
I did buy charms. I bought toys.
Yeah, you brought those. Those are cool. I don't even know what those are. What are those? What are those? Those are cool though. Oh, is those the ones where the heads come off?
Well, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what we fixed this morning. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. All right, little baby.
Papa,
I need a baby. I love you so much.
you want to see if this comes to the pool?
Are you guys going to the pool? When?
We're going to the pool now.
I do this, I make money, and I can buy you some more toys.
I'm making money right now. Buying toys is not money.
It takes money to buy everything. You can't buy things with love, unfortunately. Baby, let me finish.
So like what?
I know, baby.
You can't just buy money for more money.
I just got upstage. Turn the music down back a little bit. Turn the music down. I'm an idiot. I'm trying, dude.
I think it's the guys in the back, not you.
All these things are recorded at different levels. Oh, did we already play that one? Yeah, no, I think I already played that one, sorry. Well, ooh, some shadow training.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all A440 crap. I'm gonna try it. It'll be in a different key. Ugh, cramps. Turn it up, please. You're gonna have to stay on that, get that level up. So the basis of everything I play is blues. It all comes back to that, and I never lose that. And I got to remind myself actually, because I was talking to Gerald Michael Vincent Nichols, whatever his name is, big body on a little head, and he was like, I go, man, I was watching last night, he's so amazing, and I was like, man, I got to play more like that. I got to just take out half my notes, And he's like, so I go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start putting a picture of you on my monitor to remind myself. And he goes, well, I gotta do the opposite. I go, well, then put a picture of me on your monitor. So we got this new little bond thing going on. It's really cool. It's kind of like the mating of the two styles, But yeah, I mean, I started out, everything he plays is reminds me of the stuff I grew up with, he adds a lot of fire to it, obviously, but yeah, it all starts with that. It all just starts with that 1-5-7 progression. It all just starts with. Are you recording this?
Oh no, taking pictures in. Just.
Oh man.
No, nothing too crazy.
I really don't like that.
I won't do it anymore.
Well, don't do it.
Oh,
I already
I
did.
recorded that.
Dude, seriously, I mean, I'm sitting here, I just woke up, I'm playing like shit, and you got some kind of radio, TV show or something?
I won't put anything out. I won't put anything out, I promise. Nothing will get put out.
Could you, maybe not be in my face right now? I
Yeah,
appreciate it, thank you very
I'll scratch
much.
it. Can I sit here then?
Oh.
Okay, well here, go here. Here, don't worry. This will never see the light of day.
How much longer we got? Hey, you guys got any questions? I think I'm done playing. Got any Q&A for me? And otherwise we'll probably call this. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah, thanks a lot. All right, thank you guys very much.